Namaskar. Today I am going to start the rest of discussion regarding creation of a dictionary. Uh, in my previous lecture, we discussed about how to create a dictionary by using a dict method, by using simply d, some variable d is equal to by placing parenthesis um, like this. It will create an empty dictionary. Similarly, dict method will create empty dictionary. Eval function and simply dictionary by initialization, and if I want to add some new values, then by adding key value pair. So in our previous discussion, um, we have discussed all these things. Today I will explore something new, variations of dict function. So see how it works. Suppose emp is a dictionary, and like previous version I am using dict function. So of course imp will be what? It will be an empty dictionary. Moreover, if I am using dict like this, um, suppose name is equal to uh, aa, like this. Name is equal to aa. um, One field is this, another field is salary. Salary is equal to 10,000, and age is equal to suppose 20. Okay, so what's happening here? emp. So the dictionary is being created. All these are the static ways to create a dictionary. I have discussed earlier that if you want to create a dictionary during runtime, you have to use eval function. Okay, so that's a fine thing, how to create a dictionary. uh, Moreover, we can add values during the execution of program. uh, Also, uh, I will take a short example regarding those methods. But this is how we can use dict method to create a dictionary. So this is the first version of dict method, and now look the second version. Suppose emp1 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 is another dictionary, and similarly by using dict method I am creating here. So this is a very simple as likewise key and value. Name is the key, and its value is aa. So we will write like this: key colon value. Second key is salary, and its value is suppose 10,000. And third key is age, its value is 20. As okay, so I am closing, and now m1 is this. So this is the second version. How can we use dict method? Dict is nothing but a constructor. Now look that third version, m2. Suppose I'm creating another dictionary. Dict this, like this. Zip is a very valuable function. Suppose name 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 comma salary comma age. Okay, zip. Zip accepts two arguments, one as a tuple of this key and second as a tuple of values. The value of name is AA, value of salary is 10,000 and value of age is 20, like this. So I'm using this zip like this. What's happening here? No need to put this because of zip is a function. Okay, so this is the way how can we use zip. So I think there is no need of this. It is needed. One thing, second. Okay, look what happened. M2, and this is how. So there are three ways to use dict. Four ways. By you using simply dict, it will create an empty dictionary. By you using the second version, this, it will create in this form. The value key is equal to value keys, comma key is equal to value, comma key is equal to value. And this is our traditional form, uh, and this is by using zip function. So there are three ways how can we create a dictionary. Now come to previous discussion. As I have told you that during runtime, that this is the important one. During execution of program, how can we create a dictionary values? Suppose eval is a method which have been discussed earlier. Now suppose uh, just take a problem that create a dictionary by values are name of student, values are name, the key is name, and its value is the marks of this student. Only this much. So for sake of this, suppose I am creating an empty dictionary like this, and every time you have to ask from user to input the value, the name of the student, and its the marks scored in the examination. So suppose the name of the value is being asked and the marks are being asked, and thereafter they are being put inside the stud dictionary one by one. So for how does it work? There are many ways you can use for loop for better um, flexibility. I'm using here for loop. You can use while loop. If you want to control the program on your phone, for how many times you want to enter the values, you can use for loop is just for fixed number of times. So I'm using for loop for I in range 5, means 5 values would be added. This is very clear. How I is in range 5. So take ask first value. This is suppose name is a variable, and in this you are asking to enter enter the name. Okay, enter the name would be entered, and similarly marks, marks, marks is equal to int input, enter the marks out of 100. Okay, so this way um, the user enters marks and name. Okay, the int, what is the use of this int? Actually the value being asked by user through keyword is entered in the form of string. Input function returns the content in form of a string. So suppose enter the programmer entered value as 90 out of 100, marks 90. So 90 would be in form of string, and this is converting that string into type integer. That's why it is there. But here in the case of name, uh, uh, nowhere int is there, because of we name is directly in form of strings, hence no type conversion is needed. Okay, that's clear. So now what's happening here, after these two statements we have to do what, why it is here, just let me check. Oh, one parenthesis is needed more to finish. Okay, okay, now stud key, key is name, just key is name, and the value is where marks. So key value pair would be there. Okay, so it would run 5 times. See how it happens. Number one, marks is there a, and value is out of 100, suppose 90, one value. Second is bb 98, okay, cc 88, dd 90, and EE marks are 76. Now, for sake of values entered in stored uh, display in interactive mode, there is no need to write a print statement. Only by using simply variable, the values are being displayed. It is very clear. In script mode, print is mandatory, but in interactive mode there is no need to write print function. It is very clear. So you can see here the output of this stud is like this. So in next topic we will focus on how to delete elements from a dictionary. Thank you.